Greetings, YouTube. It's tempting sometimes when you run a YouTube channel to use kind of hyperbolic adjectives like amazing or crazy or insane. Sometimes, I'd like to think when I use them that it's true. But, sometimes people can say, oh, that's an exaggeration. That's not really that bad. What we're about to do is go through something so historic that out of all the times I've been checking the arenas for the last 4 years, I have never seen it this bad. That is me just talking about my experience, not trying to be sensational or hyperbolic or clickbaity or any other things that YouTubers get accused of doing. I'm just going to walk you through why I have come to this conclusion. We just completed, on this Sunday, another 3-day plus round of the arena. And when you go to completed arenas, you'll see, let's just go to the Luke Cage Arena for starters. You'll see what it normally looks like. Now, we've got this guy, Kev Pignate, who's number 2, not in an alliance. But then, when you scroll down, you see like normal, Kiki Andrian is another exception, but normal names. And you see this blue here? Yeah, that's because they're all in an alliance, right? And you got this guy, Baba Sim, but everybody else is in an alliance. They're just normal people. What up, Monster Crab? That's a hilarious name. Just normal people in alliances, right? Now, I'm not saying that these people can't use other people to grind the arena for them, but they're human beings. They're actual human beings. Let's compare that with the first round of the Overseer featured arena. When we go to that, once again, we are seeing human beings and real alliances cover the leaderboard. What I've learned in the past several years of looking at arena scores is that, and there are some exceptions, but generally, if it shows a bunch of different alliances, shout out to my man Z, different alliances, different names, you've got real people grinding these things. But when you talk about bots, the bots aren't going into these arenas. The bots like to farm the lowest tier of arena, which is now the Summoner Trials. Think about what I have just shown you, what I've just walked you through, and compare it to this. Normally, when we have bots that run rampant in the arena, you have like 5 out of 20, maybe if it's real crazy, 10 out of 20, half the top 20 leaders without alliances. Never in the history of me following this can you scroll down and every single person is not in an alliance. And look at HV14, HV26, Lee 13, QV13, QV26, Hun 24. It's like the same person is running all these hundreds or thousands of accounts. They're not even creative names. Remember when there used to be the Cyclops and you're like, hey, at least those are creative. And now you might be saying to yourself, well, Prof, you don't know that these are bots. These might be human beings. You might be too accusatory. By the way, first time ever, 0 alliances. 0 alliances. We still haven't seen any of them. Still scrolling. Still scrolling. There's our first alliance at 134. 149, 151. And now it's starting to look a little sort of normal once you get to the late 150s. So you might be saying to yourself, well, I don't know if those are bots. That's a little bit of an exaggeration. Well, let's just look up the number 1 placed, right? HV1. Keep in mind, this is something that you can use up to rank 5 4 stars. So generally, you want a bunch of rank 5 4 stars. Level 60. HV1, Huh. What do you know? They're online right now. What are the odds of that? Let's just check out the profile. Wow. Look at that. Level 40. All these bot profiles are usually level 40. I can't explain why they're exactly level 40. I'm sure there's a rhyme and reason to it that somebody's going to put in the comments. None of these champions are rank 5. And besides 4 stars, you've got a 5-star Red Hulk Unawakened as the 4th best champion. Check out the PvP fights of this account. Total fights won, 113,017. That's right, 113,000. Highest PvP win streak, 1,251. And you multiply that times 3. That's how many fights they did in a 3-day span. A human being doing 1,251 consecutive rounds of fights. Just to give you an idea, I've done close to that on my own before. 1,251 compared to 367. So you would have to run fights perfectly on a loop every minute of every day without a break, without sleep, to get that number. And of course, that's what bots do, right? I have seen the bot problem really bad on this leaderboard before, but not this bad. And I'm tired of talking about this on my channel because Kabam has, I think, made a push to get rid of this kind of leaderboard in the upper echelon of arenas. And they have an added stake in this because now, especially that there's 6-star prizes, the 6-star feature and the 6-star basic arenas are really important for certain grinders, certain whales. It's important to keep the integrity of those arenas. Whereas the Summoner Trials leaderboard, they just don't care. This is like the Wild West of breaking the terms of service. These same accounts are going to be used to take money and units away from Kabam when the gifting event comes back in December, because they're going to be able to say, I've got 100 arena bot accounts and I'm going to friend somebody and they'll send me, say, $50 or $60 cash and I'll give them $100 worth of greater gifting crystals. And Kabam always complains that they're losing money. Well, if you took care of this problem, there wouldn't have to be the problem in the first place. And I don't know what the solution is. I know that I've had people tell me that somehow these profiles have figured out a way to always be one step ahead of Kabam's algorithm police. If you and I tried to do this on our own, on our accounts, we'd be banned. But somehow these people are just experts and they have figured out a way to always stay one step ahead of being caught. But when you look up HV1, and let's look up Loon1 to end this. Let's just look up the second place account. If Kabam just did this, and maybe they don't want to put manpower, maybe it's hard to actually catch somebody. I don't know. But this is the second place account, right? No alliance, PvP fights, 160,000. Highest PvP win streak, 1,120. So there are also other people, and it really drives me crazy, that comment on these videos and say, Prof, you just haven't given Kabam enough time. They'll obviously ban these accounts permanently. No, that's just not true. If someone's been able to do 160,817 PvP fights, they've been doing this for a long time in plain sight and never been kicked out. And the last thing I want to say about this is these accounts, you can't just slap their wrist. You can't just say, here's a 72-hour ban. No, just permanently ban them. They're stealing money from you, Kabam. They're breaking the terms of service, and they're doing it 24/7 to where no human being can compete. This is not something you can just give a light slap on the wrist. You really have to put down the ban hammer on this and make it go away. Because otherwise, if you're these people and you know Kabam's not going to stop you, why would you all of a sudden stop? You're going to continue to run hundreds, if not thousands of accounts and then reap the benefits at the end of the year, even though there are actual human beings that are being hurt by this and hurt by the bot issue. So I've never seen it this bad. It's truly crazy. And yet, I shouldn't even say crazy. It's not surprising at this point. It is a product of Kabam's negligence when it comes to the wild west of ethical lapses in the Summoner Trials arena. I think they're patrolling and doing a really good job generally of these two arenas, but when it comes to this one, like I said, it's like the wild west of what you can get away with. And if we've seen something in the past several years that is an indication, people will do all they can to break as many rules as possible. Because if there's going to be no consequence, well, they're just going to keep on doing it.